The bell's already been rung, and they've heard it. Out in the dark, among the stars. Ding dong, the god is dead.
Welcome into issue 7 of Comic Cast Video. Jong Lee here.
Hey, with Michael Carroll.
And today we got some surprising footage from one Mr. Jason Momoa. He dropped it on Thursday afternoon. And hold on, it's getting a little hot. I'm gonna hold on.
But it, oh my god.
So Jason Momoa, Mr. Aquaman himself, dropped a teaser for the Snyder Cut, and out of the blue. And last night, or on Wednesday night, I think I saw somebody tweet about Justice League and Zack Snyder, and I was just like, the Dick Grayson thing, and I kind of got upset, and I tweeted, he thinks he's the smartest guy in the room, blah, blah, blah. But this stuff like this is the stuff that interests me about Zack Snyder, his cut. I want to see more of this instead of him trying to be the smartest guy in the room. This 30-second clip of Wonder Woman in, I guess, a cave with a drawing of Darkseid, and what it seems to be Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor with the voiceover. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I think so.
And then it just ends with Darkseid. I guess it's unfinished CGI of Darkseid, and it just goes HBO Max. Like, are you how surprised were you when you saw this?
Okay, so first of all, we got behind the curtains. We were going to do something completely different for this video.
Yes.
And then you texted me the link to the Instagram post, and I was like, oh my. This was such a shock to see from Jason Momoa, and it's just a shock that we already got some kind of promo material for it. Like, I didn't, after the announcement, a few weeks back of it coming to HBO Max, I didn't expect something like this to drop anytime soon. So it was such a shock. I'm trying not to say it, but it does get me a little excited.
If there's a post-credit scene, do you expect a new Justice League movie within the next 5 years?
From Zack Snyder?
From Warner Brothers.
It's just from Warner Brothers?
Now, if that happens, if Lois gets killed, like you were talking about a completely different movie, and we're possibly talking about maybe Flash going back in time and changing the timeline, and that takes the justice. That would shock me. If that happens, that would shock me, just because of, I guess, it just alters the totality of everything. It just alters everything, and that this would be something that, I mean, if it happens this way, then I am so for this to happen if it changes the entire movie, because in my mind, I just kind of think that the big plot points were the same. The studio just cut out all the character development and cut out every, I guess, other big parts of it, and just try to trim it down to 2 hours. That's what my assumption was. And if it's something where it completely changes the dynamic of the movie and going forward changes the universe, then I am completely for this.
Yeah, I think on paper, we've talked about it on the main podcast. Like on paper, what Zack Snyder is talking about doing or wanted to do in terms of Darkseid, in terms of how he wanted to use Steppenwolf, the design of Steppenwolf, obviously, a lot of different aspects that we didn't see come about from the cut that we got from Joss Whedon. I think Joss Whedon really did change a lot of that film. So we would get probably a vastly different movie than we're expecting to see.
Yeah, and if that's the case, sign me up. Give me I said 4 would be enough for me, but if it's the case where we're getting a completely new thing, give me 6, give me 8 episodes. Give me a lot more content, and I'll be a glutton for punishment. Just give it to me, and it's going to be interesting. And in some speculation, they're saying that there should be, or they could be, a trailer coming in August. And guess what's in August?
Oh, DC Fandom.
Yes, DC Fandom is taking place August 22nd. And there's speculation that we may get a first trailer of Justice League Snyder Cut during the Fandom, and that'd be perfect. I mean, you don't need a lot to put a trailer together. If he has what he's already said, he has a lot of this done. He just needs to get together with his VFX, I guess, his crew, put everything together, do a couple of reshoots, and then mesh it all together. And we could probably see something by summer of next year, late spring, early summer of next year. And a trailer does make sense if you put it in August, and if you're going to release it maybe April or May. Then it kind of makes sense with the timeline. You give it a good couple of months, I guess a good 6 to you get you get a good 8 months. I can't do math. You get a good 8 months of a promotional run, and that's you drop another trailer sometime in the spring, and I think you're on track to get that released sometime next summer.
Yeah, I think so. There is the one trailer that I didn't like. I don't think we'll get much in the way of like a Suicide Squad trailer or a Batman trailer or anything like that. But a Zack Snyder Justice League trailer does make a lot of sense, just because we assume a lot or a good portion of footage is done for it, so he can probably put something together for that event. And already we got this 30-second clip this morning, so I mean, if you already have that, and I was stunned by that, so yeah, I guess I would expect to see something at DC Fandom, and it's surprise. I'm just stunned all the way around.
Yeah, and at first I was like, why is Jason Momoa dropping it? But I realized, I remember Jason Momoa was one of the first ones to jump on the release the Snyder Cut movement, and Jason Momoa had this huge meeting with Zack Snyder back maybe a year or two ago, and he sat down with him, and Jason Momoa flat out came out and said, yeah, I saw a rough cut of it, and he was one of the first ones to ever see it. So you think about it that way, it's not too surprising. And maybe right before, I can't imagine. I would think that they would drop it at Fandom. I can't imagine like them, saying, hey, Jason, drop this another one. But what I could see, maybe sometime in July, is releasing another 30-second clip. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, they start teasing out slowly. Or maybe even, I guess another 30-second clip in July would make sense.
So, very, very surprising. Jason Momoa dropping this on Thursday morning. I'm very excited. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys want to listen to our audio version of the podcast, you can follow us on every single major podcast platform. It's at ComicCast. And if you haven't already, like the video, subscribe, down below.
Do it. Slap that
Ding,
bell.
ding, ding,
right
ding,
here.
And you can always follow us on Twitter. I'm at My Name Jong.
And I'm at Producer Mike 975.
Until next week.
See you.